Tzu Chi hosts this year's first scholarship distribution at a medical university in Guangxi, China. Cambodia Tzu Chi volunteers care for the underprivileged families living near the landfills in Phnom Penh. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in China. Tzu Chi hosts the first scholarship distribution of the year at Guangxi Medical University, attended by 76 students and 91 volunteers. In addition to encourage the impoverished students to study hard and give back to society in the future with their medical profession, the volunteers also promote environmental awareness through activities. The Guangxi Medical University is full of breath of spring. Tzu Chi volunteers from different parts of Guangxi hold this year's first scholarship distribution.
People's unhealthy body is mostly attributed to unhealthy mental condition. What about the earth? Why does the earth fall ill? It has something to do with every one of us.
The activities are associated with environmental protection, allowing people to see the problems that the earth is facing.
Basically, we pack food every day in the canteen with plastic bags that cannot decompose. We have also used a lot of disposable chopsticks. In the future, I can pack food with my own lunchbox and then go back and clean it so that I won't waste so many disposable chopsticks and plastic bags.
We should take action to protect the environment from small acts.
We can invite our classmates to save the earth. Although we cannot force them to do it, at least we should plant seeds of environmental awareness in their hearts. Although this is a small act, after doing it for a long time, many small things will be added up to something great.
Volunteers care for this scholarship recipients' campus life just like the way they would do for their own children. They hope the students can cherish the blessing and give back to society in the future. Tzu Chi volunteers in Changsha also held a scholarship distribution. Since part of the scholarship comes from the recycling fund in Changsha, recycling volunteers have been invited to give out the scholarship. When the students learn that the scholarship comes from the volunteers' recycling efforts, they vow to cherish the blessing.
谁什么做善事吧，也不是一帆风顺的，它都是有障碍的。我们呢，几个人呢，都把它顶过来了。
At Tzu Chi's scholarship distribution, the people giving out scholarships are all recycling volunteers. More than 100 impoverished students from Hunan University of Chinese Medicine received the scholarship, which comes from Changsha Recycling Fund.
I feel very happy. Why? Our hard work has turned into rewards that could be used to support these children.
Having received Tzu Chi's aid for 5 years, Yang Xiaojiang is a future doctor who only believes what he sees. He has been amazed by what he sees at the Tzu Chi recycling point.
I never knew that money is so hard to come by. I did not imagine that it comes from everyone's hard work. It really is not easy. I think I must cherish the scholarship.
年少的我一直认为，后爹就和白雪公主的后妈一样坏透了。那根本不是什么借据，那是继父一张张的卖血单啊！
Watching the scene where the stepfather sells his blood to send the daughter to school, some members of the audience cry hard.
When my father got drunk, he would beat my mother. I rushed to stop him, but he threw me out of the house. I was really afraid. Since I was a child, I've never experienced love. I hope I can share my love with others.
Although every family has its problems, Tzu Chi volunteers will always be there for these impoverished but worthy students as they pursue an education and better future.
In Sri Lanka, Tzu Chi hosted the first local volunteer training this year in Colombo. The class was partially designed by Tzu Chi volunteers in Singapore, who hope that the local volunteers can practice the teachings in their daily life.
48 local volunteers gather at the new Tzu Chi office that's not yet open to the public in Colombo, Sri Lanka for the first training this year. 4 Tzu Chi volunteers from Singapore come to help plan the class.
We are not only trying to help people, but also at the same time, we want to cultivate ourselves to be a better person.
Volunteers accurately translate the ideology of Tzu Chi's humanistic culture.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Practicing the prostration step by step, and then they were separated into small groups to discuss the situation they might encounter during the home visitations. A couple in wheelchairs joined the training and plan to do good deeds together in the future.
Before, I have very limited knowledge about Buddhism, but after today's training class, I've learned that even people with disabilities are able to help others. From now on, I will save a little amount of money every day and donate it to Tzu Chi.
Speak good words, think good thoughts, and do good deeds. The first class in 2018 gives a good start for these local volunteers.
A training class for volunteers in training has also been held at Tzu Chi Changchun office in China. To attend the class, 7 Heihe volunteers traveled for long hours before reaching the office. They overcame difficulties to participate in the volunteer training, ready to spread the seeds of love.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Changchun started planning the details such as course schedules and establishment of the venue of the training course to bring residents into Tzu Chi. The volunteers also use foodstuff produced by Jinsi to form affinities with the trainees.
All the food stuff this time is funded by other volunteers because they want to form good affinities with the trainees.
This is the first time for the volunteers in Heilongjiang to take the course. 7 trainees spent 1 day and 1 night on the trains because they want to receive the training.
The train we took arrived at Harbin at 5 in the morning. Then we changed the train and arrived at Xi'an after 40 minutes. Then from Xi'an it took us over an hour to reach Changchun. So I'm very moved. Their conduct encouraged me. I hope we can encourage each other so we won't be lonely in doing Tzu Chi.
Everyone is determined to do good deeds and shares the joy of doing good deeds and wants to understand Tzu Chi's culture. They also vow.
I'll vow to everyone here and also to the master that will become the first seed in Qingdao.
When the direction is clear, they can become confident in every step.
In our continuing series about youth athletics, we visit Nantou Xuguang High School in Taiwan, which was rebuilt by Tzu Chi's Project Hope following the 9/21 earthquake. The school is known for their karate team, which has trained a number of athletes who have competed in the Asian Games as well as the Olympics. Some 2/3 of the team are indigenous children, with many coming from single-parent families or simply looked after by their grandparents. This team not only teaches karate skills, but how to care for oneself and the importance of education.
We hear many shouts coming from the gym as many are practicing. The coach patiently corrects their actions so they can do their best.
You should not wait to change the angle until you put down your leg. It's too slow. Do you understand?
Xuguang High School is a top team and trains national athletes, as coach Huang Taiji has brought his wife, son, and other former students to become a top training unit.
After teaching them life skills and then moral education, we begin to train them in karate.
Before practice, the students have to turn in their school communication book for review, as these students from remote areas must show a commitment to their studies.
Sometimes there may be some problems related to their studies, so we just want to pay a little more attention.
Ceng Huixian and her husband, Deng Jiayu, both studied under Huang Taiji, and after graduation they became coaches.
My wife cares more about their life, and I care about karate teaching. Both of us have chosen a karate lifestyle.
This couple divide their duties and take their teaching very seriously. Coach Liao Delan also serves as Huang Taiji's assistant.
I'm very serious when it comes to training, but after class, when it comes to family affairs or doing homework or making friends, I am much more understanding.
Their son, Huang Chenwei, is an assistant coach and works hard to meet his own expectations.
There is definitely some stress in our training, and we work harder than others as we see a bigger picture.
The coaching team puts lots of emphasis on moral education, as more than half of these students are indigenous and many from impoverished families. Xie Yuhan says her great-grandmother was the one who raised her and is the most supportive of her.
While the training can be quite difficult, I work very hard and am focused when I'm here.
DaAi Chi was raised by her grandmother and is very quiet but quite aggressive when it comes to karate.
They urge me to keep working hard and pushing myself to get a gold medal.
Wu Xingming was also raised by his grandmother, and whenever he wins an award, he calls her.
She says I'm quite excellent and I need to be well-behaved and obedient.
After graduation, Huang Bimei still comes back to practice. She is from a poor family but is studying in college and is working on a career for herself.
I went to take the test and I will later become a coach.
The Shuguang High School karate team practices in a basement, which is quite humid, as next year they hope to have a new training facility.
We want to build a new karate training facility to give these children a better practice facility.
This team feels like one big family as they all live together as one, allowing these once impoverished children to gain hope and confidence and improve their fate.
In Cambodia, there are 2 landfills in Phnom Penh, while one of them, located in Minh Chi, has been closed for 10 years. The other one in Dong Khor is still in use. The Dong Khor landfill attracts more than 500 households to scavenge there, for a daily income of no more than $3. Many charity organizations have been providing care, hoping to improve the living conditions of these people. Here is our report.
With a large flow of cars and crowds, this is Phnom Penh. However, there's a different landscape at the other side of the city. Dong Khor landfill has been in use for nearly 10 years. More than 500 households have been attracted to scavenge at the landfill for a daily income of no more than $3. They even live in the unapproved structures nearby. Heading to Michio, the car goes along the path paved with garbage. The pile of dirt is only 3 meters high. This landfill, which has been abandoned for more than 10 years, is the first landfill in Phnom Penh. This landfill began to be in use since 1975. The place you see right now is the place where abandoned building materials are placed. It is dangerous for us to walk here, not to mention that many people here only wear slippers. This abandoned landfill still attracts a few residents to scavenge here. Among them is 7-year-old Hyun. The home is a sheet metal house. Hyun's grandmother clears out the space for the guests to sit. This area is the living room and her working space. With the sewing machine provided by a charity organization, the grandma is making bags. This is her main source of income besides scavenging. Hyo's brother treasures the wires and metal tubes they found at the landfill. These are the few valuables still found at the landfill. By scavenging on the valuables like these, Hyun's grandmother and her grandchildren live in the illegal structures without water or electricity. The backyard is also the bathroom. Taking a shower outside is nothing strange to Hyun. Nevertheless, they all need to cherish the water. The 4 containers of water cost Hyun's family 1/3 of their income. It is what the family of 6 uses for a month. In fact, in 2017, only 20% of families in Cambodia have tap water, and therefore people in the illegal structures are forced to buy water. Hyun and his grandmother talk to Tzu Chi volunteers as if they're chatting with their own family. They're familiar with the volunteers because they've come for visits for the past 2 years. Hyun has placed his stationery and books at the school. He's drawing with a paper and pen given to him by the volunteers. Whether families like this can eventually improve the living conditions remains a question. But everyone is working hard, trying to turn their life around.
Jinsi Books and Tea promotes the tea culture widely. Consider that the students and customers enjoy tea but never had the chance to learn about the tea-making process. Jinsi Books and Tea organized a field trip for them to visit the慈济Tea Garden. From picking up tea leaves to manufacture them to bag tea, participants got to experience the persistence of the owner and how they respect the nature but not using any chemicals in the tea.
When you're tired of the noise and hectic paces in the city, the best leisure is to embrace the nature. Students and customers of Jinsi Books and Tea all love tea culture, but many people have never been to a tea garden before.
The tea garden gives me a brand new feeling from the city because I feel very calm here, and you can hear birds singing or the sound of stepping on the grass, which you can't hear in the city.
If it's too old or too young, it would be very hard to pick up. Only the one that's just in the good age will be easy to pick. I think that's the most fun part, to know that the plants will grow just right on time.
Here is Tzu Chi Tea Garden. From picking tea leaves, one can experience the persistent spirit in every little details and understand the importance to maintain the balance with nature.
They will keep some natural plants to maintain a certain level of symbiosis between the tea tree and the nature ecology instead of using pesticides to destroy the land and the ecosystem.
When the tea leaves open, it'll be more aromatic and thick taste. I truly feel full of love and warmth coming here today, and I'm very happy.
You can taste the beauty of nature and the spirit of mountain and stream in this tea leaf, as well as the love from the volunteers' heart while they put in many efforts to cultivate the tea. Here you can find humanistic culture in Jinsi Tea.
The arrival of spring leads to bigger changes in temperature, which together with more pollution over the past few days has led to more cases of skin problems. Dermatologists are seeing clinics rise 20% as we learn from traditional Chinese medicine doctors about how to deal with skin allergies.
Exposed skin can experience allergic reactions, especially in the spring when the weather changes quite frequently. Pollutants in the air can also lead to problems such as swelling, itching, and scaling.
Just use plain water and wash your face, and don't use any cleanser that could stimulate the skin, and this will increase the skin allergy. One should try to maintain your skin's moisture and don't use any facial masks which may contain some compounds that could trigger allergies.
According to traditional Chinese medicine, the Tzu Chi pressure point and placing the palm of the knee at a 45-degree angle between the thumb and forefinger at the Xue high point, together with proper nutrition, can help relieve skin allergies.
Don't eat vegetables which could be too stimulating, such as mushrooms or bamboo shoots. Spring has a strong correlation to the liver, as we should eat green vegetables and pickled items which can also help the function of the spleen.
If one continues to experience skin problems, then one should go and see a dermatologist, or one can take steroid creams or other medications to prevent the condition from worsening.
The Tzu Chi Johor Bahru kindergarten in Malaysia began its veggie passport activity, encouraging children to go 30 days without eating meat. The activity is meant to inspire compassion towards animals.
These young children are playing the role of animals as they are part of a Veggie Planet activity which is just starting.
Coming to the Veggie Planet means that we can't eat meat. What will we eat? Vegetables and fruit. Why do we want to eat vegetables and fruit? To protect the planet.
Students take to the stage to enact a simple play which illustrates the benefits of becoming a vegetarian.
I hope that we can use the story to let children think about eating vegetarian food. This will let us not only become friends to animals, but it will also benefit our health.
Later they go into the kitchen to start preparing healthy and delicious food.
What's good about eating vegetarian diet? It is good for your health, and eating vegetables can help you grow.
For the next 30 days, these children have vowed to become vegetarians and share their love for Mother Earth.
Chen Shuzhu, a well-known vegetable seller and philanthropist in Taiwan, has left the hospital after having an operation. She is now walking with a cane and has been forced to retire due to her health. She will remain committed to charitable works as she hopes to start a trust to help people in need.
Using a cane to walk, she recuperated at a temple in Kaohsiung. Chen Shuzhu said that her recent illness led her to retire as she now wants to busy herself with spiritual practice.
I was always attracted to the spiritual path from my youth, but before I had younger brothers and sisters who need care. If I didn't look after them, then who would?
To raise her brothers and sisters, Chen Shuzhu began working at the age of 13. For 55 years, she never took a rest. Now she wants to pursue her spiritual life, as she says her greater joy was doing charitable works.
There was no health insurance 50 years ago. When you went to see a doctor, you had to pay a deposit. When my father finally got the money, my mother already passed away. I wanted to do this long ago. I waited so long to do this, but finally I'm able to do this, finally creating a trust.
Her plan to help other people has motivated Chen Shuzhu her entire life.
Helping those who are needed bring them close to your side forever. Over there for 55 years, I have raised 6 brothers and sisters, as I am very grateful.
After her illness, she received many cards wishing her well. While she can't respond to these cards, she hopes that this video will bring her good wishes to everyone, as she's doing her best to recover quickly.
To practice environmental protection, Tzu Xiaos in Los Angeles, California, went along with their parents to attend the beach cleanup activity at the Venice Beach. We will leave you with these images at the end of our program. Goodbye.